Wakizungumza baada ya mkutano ulioandaliwa na shirika la wanahabari nchini Kca, ulio na malengo ya kuelekeza taifa kwenye masuala tata baada ya uchaguzi, katibu mkuu wa jamii hiyo Silas Olala amesema kuwa
I would wish to state that the elections were over and already you can remember the head of state had even come up to our areas. Nyanza, he came to Siaya, he went to Homa Bay, and I think he was welcomed. And even our chairman, Jacob, also acknowledged his presence and welcomed him, although he was not around. After the head of state's visit here, the peace was there. Everything was calm. There's already a restoration of peace from election days. I think what is coming out now could be, I would term it, could be careless handling of matters that are emerging.
Wamesema kuwa ni vema viongozi hao kuzungumza na kutaka wale wanaopotosha wa Kenya kuwajibikia matamshi yao.
Yeah, those misleading young Kenyans, I would wish to state that they should be identified and should be told off. If possible, they can even be taken to answer for them, because it is misleading to mislead others so that they react. That will mean that we are going to have unstable state of affairs. So those misleading the youths or whichever group is being misled, I think some action should be taken against them.
Mehoji kuwa tayari jamii iko na matatizo si haba yakiwemo ya kiuchumi, na sasa ni wakati wa viongozi wote kushirikiana na kuona jinsi ya kukabili shida zinazomkumba Mkenya wa kawaida kando na masuala ya kisiasa.
I expect the Asla government to ensure that our people are dying in hospitals for lack of medicines. You can see Kenyans are yearning for children to go to school. Education has become too expensive to majority of Kenyans, and especially young parents. Some of them cannot even take their students or their children even in nursery schools.
Ni kutokana na hili shirika la Kca limejitokeza kutoa mafunzo kwa makundi ya watu nchini, kama vile mwenyekiti wa shirika hilo William Olojanak anasema.
So we have just created space for stakeholders, and this is actually from the Nyanza region, some of them from Western, to discuss the issues around disinformation. This is under a project that Kca, that is the Kenya Correspondents Association, is implementing in partnership with the Deutsche Welle Academy, which is a German organization that is our partner. The purpose of this is to create an opportunity for citizens and different stakeholders to discuss the issues of disinformation and how some of this especially came around the election period.
Kiongozi huyo amesema kuwa habari potofu haswa zinazosambazwa mitandaoni zimetia nchi katika hali ya hatari, na wakati umefika kwa jamii kuongea waziwazi matatizo yanayoikumba.
So the whole disinformation question is creating disharmony among communities. So what we are trying to promote is a discussion so that we are able to share with the different stakeholders, so that in their small spaces they are able to take up the discussion around disinformation. And it is not just limited to politics and elections. We are talking about disinformation that affects agriculture. We are talking about disinformation that affects the environment. So that the communication around the conservation of the environments, the wetlands, culture, and many other things is all affected by disinformation. Disinformation also affects life, for example, economy.
Ni usemi ambao umeungwa mkono na baadhi ya makundi ya vijana katika eneo la Nyanza, almaarufu Youth Bunges. Thomas Imboka, mwenyekiti wa bunge la Nyalenda huko Kisumu.
Up to this point, the announcement had been made. We had accepted and we were moving on, and now Jacob has come up again, and the youths are really now saying there is something in it. As the Bunges, what we are praying for, we don't want destruction, we don't want destruction of properties, and we are praying that peace prevail among the community living in Kisumu. We don't want to experience what transpired during 2007 election, the post-election 2007-2008. If you are in Kisumu like me, I'm old enough now to talk about this. I've been here, I was born here and raised here. This is my hometown.
Kundi hili sasa linatoa wito kwa serikali ya Kenya Kwanza kuangalia mbinu za kuwasaidia vijana wanaokaa bila kazi ili waepuke ama kujiepusha kutoka katika vitendo viovu.
Always we are preaching peace and we are telling the X generation, I used to call it the X generation, because they are the young generation which they don't know what they are supposed to do. I'm telling them to keep peace. And I'm urging the government also to look on how they can help the youth, because you cannot plan with somebody for 8 years in primary, 4 years in secondary, another 4 years in university. Then by the end of it, after getting degree, he has nowhere to go. So this is what is bringing a lot of insecurity. So they should plan for this. I don't know whether the government has all the plans and arrangement for the youth. Because
kutoka jijini Kisumu nikiharifia TV Magharibi, naitwa Dan Ndunde.